Kazuya.
Can I get a Kazuya Mishima in the chat, yo? The character, like literally the character of all time. Kazuya Mishima coming into the clutch. Let's see what Kid Kaioken has to offer. However, Waz already with some good nairs. We saw a lot of people having a lot of issues with the beginning of the game. Now at this type of game, how do you deal with Kazuya with this damage? Already reading it all, electric wind. Even if he's not linking it, he keeps linking those hits somehow.
I mean, Kazuya is just such a good character at getting a read off of that punish. Once Kazuya is able to get a punish, basically punishing you on the whiff, it's so hard to come back and oh, no, dead.
Skill issue. Unfortunate. How we go off of that. But, whoops. I mean, teleport cancels the work around it. Hey, Kid Kaioken's name is Kaioken. You can tell, maybe they say, oh, now I'll give you the stock to work around with it. But now Waz playing this a little bit slow. And honestly, starting with the Palutena was such a good place. Palutena having so many ways to play the range, but also set their own pace. But now getting caught with the up smash off the electric wind Godface. Kazuya sees face, and then literally invincible walks past it.
I mean, part of it is if you do abuse those dashes, you have so many ways to get around what Palutena is trying to put into neutral, and you can finally zone break onto her and start getting the twin pistons, the god fists, and other options from there. But Kazuya isn't something to be taken lightly, especially as Palutena. When you do finally get hit by that electric wind god fist, like we saw, the immediate up smash, you're just dead at 100. It hits so hard.
And now you see with this lead how much slower Waz is playing with the big match. Uses this range of Pokemon Stadium 2, and because you see that Dragon Drive, the Rage Drive, it's going to be a big task, and that can do so much damage. Trying to get rid of it. Oh, failed the input to get the Dragon Drive, and now it's gone. A big choke coming in from Kid Kaioken.
Yeah, just missing the Rage Drive to come in from there. So now have to find a way to at least get out of the corner. Right now, it just feels like Waz is using a lot of the auto reticles to find a way to wait for Kid Kaioken to approach, and then you finally seal out the stock with the back air. Waz is clutching the center stage and holding onto it for dear life.
Yep, really utilizing the counter play, baiting Kazuya to overextend and then punishing accordingly and catching him at the worst. And people are always saying this character ain't got counter play. You're seeing it right here from Waz, already catching and hopping around anything that this Dragon Force could even set up. And now lapping in percents, Waz is going off the case.
I mean, Waz is also doing a good job of creating distance and forcing Kazuya to find a way to break into their neutral threat zone. So right now, Rage Drive is online, but you can see I'm content to just sit on the platform. You have to come to me. I will chip away the Rage Drive. And Waz is doing such a good job. Like I said, just kind of weaving in and out of that threat zone and not letting Kazuya land that initial starting blow.
Now, that's sort of why I a little bit find interesting inside of PS2. It has, like, for Kid Kaioken's ideas, because it's too much space for Kazuya to get in. In most of the ways, you either want to have a close stage or a close distance. Because with Kazuya, you would either want to instantly ban PS2 or go with, like, a Smashville, FD, maybe small battlefield at that point. But with this big of a space, Waz can set their own pace, set anything they want to set up, and catch any approaches, react to it accordingly, and then punish you for even trying to get in the Goyo.
Okay, so now finally getting back to the stage, the one thing I've wanted to see Kid do is kind of break out and get out of the corner. Waz has, again, been doing such a good job baiting out dash attacks, baiting out some of these laggier options that Kazuya is holding on to, and then finally punishing accordingly, whether it's with a grab, a back air, or any other of these plethora of options that Palutena has to try and seal out a stock. So knowing that you have the Kazuya in the back pocket, you're certainly banning FD, and most FGC players, they don't just play one, they play at least two. So going to town, do you think there's a possibility that Kid maybe goes Terry?
I have to see around who works around it. I'm definitely thinking about
Roy.
it.
Roy!
I mean, that's another character that swings.
Okay.
That's another character that presses that air button all the way. But now we got Kid Kaioken coming in with the Roy in the Town and City counter pick. Maybe catching Waz a little bit off the floor. Hey, Waz perfectly fine, already with a good string, 42% to work around it. Almost catching with a big edge guard, but it's not stopping anytime soon. Looking for the counter, but not getting it just yet. But that's a big start to set your ground.
Look, I mean, if you live in Georgia, you have to have this matchup down cold to at least make it out of your first winners round one.
Yeah, down cold. Love. We're with it. A massive character, tons of people play this goal. And you can see right there, Kaioken really abusing where Roy's potentially at the worst of recovering and that disadvantage. So you see him constantly throwing away that pace and ruining any chance that Kaioken can set his own ground.
I mean, one thing right now, I want to see Kaioken just find a way to at least wait for Waz to overextend. Like right there, why are we going for an F-tilt when you maybe can go and land with a fastball Nair 1 and then start the chain off of there? A lot of Roy's find so much, the trump to close out the stock.
And that was like the first time we saw going for the jump. A lot of times they're going for the down tilt. So Kaioken getting caught off guard, really good strike. But yeah, we need to see if I can really like play around to Waz's pace instead of constantly overextending, because it could be your own demise at this point.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've seen Kaioken do well is find ways to get some stray hits, but it almost feels like when they're in a disadvantaged situation, they're just taking too much in terms of pressure consistently. They're just taking a lot of damage that is basically unnecessary. No, you can't extend the dancing blade like that. I think when you're in that kind of oh, never mind. Just reversal and close out with a back air.
And the best part, because Waz was looking for that back air, was holding straight to the blast zone. So if that wasn't killing, that throw was killing with the DI. But now, Kaioken's starting to fire back. Really starting to get that anime energy going. Maybe use the ace early blast zones and find the opportunity. However, getting caught completely red with the DI. You have to escape the spot. It's going to be detrimental. But Waz isn't stopping anytime soon. Keeping up this pressure, keeping up this game. You got to fight the ground, kid.
Yeah, and there it is. The back throw will seal it out. I mean, Waz has done such a solid job of keeping Roy in disadvantage using the safer areas like the Nair, and then finding ways to extend using your throws, using your explosive flame. But now it's how do you get out of the corner? You're at 90%. Roy can't kill, and there is that armor on that grounded up B. So how do you find a way around the neutral that Kaioken is trying to basically give you right now?
I think you have to use the time, and you can't be like swinging all that points. You see a lot of those jump ins. Sometimes you can punish it out parry and maybe get like a jab off of it. We've yet to really see those attempts, but with a lot of Palutena's overextensions, use your tools, use the pokes that happen, but use your range. But not really seeing that constantly force themselves in. And with the tip of the wings, there's a reason that Jump to the Day comes in time, because Waz is coming in with the links of stride, winning that set 2-0, y'all.
I mean, it is such a fast game coming out from Waz. You can see how they know when they're in advantage, they accelerate the tempo of the game and are able to find ways to just press their advantage through neutral air or safer aerials. And then once they do solidify a larger lead, maybe like one stock and some higher percent, they're able to close it down, slow down the game, lock down under a platform. We saw it used to great success against the Kazuya on PS2.
I think in some ways, like just not having a good start in a lot of those ways, Waz always started strong. Like either with a strong stock against Kazuya, also taking advantage of the SD to have in game one, of course, but also starting strong against the Roy. And it just allowed them to just set the pace that they want throughout the entire game. So at that point, there's just not many options that you can do. You have to like play at a deficit, and you can't force your way in. But we just saw Waz's biggest struggle, either overextending, not really catching onto Waz's overextension where you like jump in with Nair. Maybe use some more dash backs to work around it. But hey, that's why you gotta get this experience. You gotta lose to get better at this point.
Yeah, and I think one of the things is that you can look at what you've done well. Whenever you're on stream, it's an opportunity for you to take the footage and kind of be holistic and look at your game plan from a meta level and say, okay, look, I know I may have lost or I may have won, but what could I have done better in a lot of these instances where maybe you could have used the rage drive more. You could find ways to get in through what Waz was putting out in terms of neutral to deter you from approaching, because we know Waz, they just wanted to lock down the game and slow it down. Kazuya gets a lot of success off the whiff punish, like we said, so it's going to see how you can kind of